Okay, so we're back, and it was... Oh, right, we're leaving the city.
Right, aren't we gonna be facing Azmodan at some point?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna beat him tonight. If we're lucky, and if we move fast, I don't think we're gonna be able to beat Act 4 tonight. We'll see.
The keep is secure. Our fight continues in the battlefield, where Azmodan's war machines rain death on our soldiers.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember how long Act 4 is, because we have to spend a little bit of time in heaven and a little bit of time in hell. But I don't remember it being particularly
Do you think
long.
he's as good as they say?
You wouldn't have made it this far otherwise.
Galdeum.
And I think this one, we pretty much just have the battlefields, a couple
hey,
of, like,
look.
sub-dungeons.
It's one of those gaping maw things dead on that side of the...
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Gross.
Definitely gross. Okay.
Anything at the end of this path?
I don't think so.
Nope. I thought there'd be like a chest or a barrel or something. Yeah. Maybe you should show it later, but I finished the new Diablo thumbnail.
Yeah.
for
Well,
the
if anybody
series.
watching the series should be able to just look at any of the thumbnails and see it.
Thank the gods you're here. You've got to destroy those ballistae. They're raining hell down upon us. We can't last much longer.
This. The barracks, level 1.
Barracks.
Huh. I don't know if there's a reason to go in there.
Yeah, a critique people were giving was that I forgot the cuckoos.
I need essence.
Oh. Wait.
The chickens.
Oh, the chickens you mean in the thumbnail.
Uh-huh. I suppose I did forget them. I only included your
They're
minions.
such a, like, non-feature to the game, though, to some degree. You know? Like, we use them, but we don't even really think about using them. They're just kind of there, and they occasionally grab money, I guess, for us. And, like, maybe healing potions. I think I'd be more invested in them if we actually saw them, like, helping.
Whoa.
But, like, I guess with how, like, chaotically messy
Everything is.
everything is, it's actually, like, really tough to even, like, see them around. Okay, side mission in the barracks not needed. Okay, yeah, we'll skip it then.
Oh, but what if we save people that are trapped down there?
I mean, we could. Do you want to go back?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. It's over here. I don't mind. I mean, like, this is one of those series where I'm just kind of going. I'd like to see the end reasonably within a certain amount of time, as I would like to play Path of Exile's update when it comes out, maybe? I don't know.
I never liked Path of Exile, though.
I like it. I like it better than this.
It didn't, I mean...
Oh, I bet we need... Oh, wait, no. There
I'm
we-
gonna lower
there
the
we go.
bridge.
I think the problem is, it had the kind of more, like, realistic isometric style.
I'm afraid not.
Which is the... Oh, it's ZL to explode. I remember how to control this. I mean, I know you don't like the customization as much, but I like that.
Well, I think I just didn't like much of the appearance of the game either, and I know the customization was confusing, but I don't know. I think I've tried playing as the witch and the hunter, and I suppose I didn't like how the inventory you could use up slots based on the weapon size.
Oh. I mean, that's classic. That was Diablo 2 first. Path of Exile is kind of like Pathfinder for D&D. They saw that the original developers were moving
away from it.
away from it, and they're like, but you barely even scratch the surface of, like,
Not
what you
enough
could do with
hatred.
this sort of thing. Here, we're gonna make our own version, and we're going to make it the way, you know, Diablo 3 should have been. And honestly, I actually respect that a lot. I guess right before we hit the recording button, we were talking about Pokemon fan games. And I don't like Pokemon fan games that much, because I feel like Pokemon fan games should just be original Monster Collection games that are very clearly inspired by Pokemon. you know,
Right, because if they actually use their own assets and stuff, then they wouldn't have to
I need
I
more
have
hatred to do
long
that.
on an IP.
for this
yeah,
knowledge.
they wouldn't have to worry about
Copyright.
takedowns from Nintendo, and they could actually make like boatloads of money because,
They would actually be able to monetize it.
yeah, because like I love Pokemon, they're fun games, but they don't change, they're very static.
Well, they haven't really been never been adapted for the older audiences that
Yeah.
were the original players. It always feels like you're going back to square one with every single game.
Yeah, every single game more or less just expects you to be that same 10-year-old. And you know, I'm fine with that to some degree, but I kind of wish that they just try and market a couple more games to older people. And so like,
Because it's so formulaic at this point.
My hatred is too
It's
low.
almost as though you encounter the same tutorials every single game.
yeah. And so like I would rather them actually, you know, advance. But since they're not, I'd actually rather see all these brilliant fan games get turned
Not enough hatred.
actually like standalone things. Because it would take a lot of work because a lot of them are just like RPG Maker, asset flips, whatever in a lot of cases.
Plus, I'd like to see what kind of creatures they come up with
Yeah, but like
that
I was
aren't
playing
ice cream cones.
I was playing Pokemon Uranium and Pokemon Insurgents, and they actually have some like original Pokemon in there, and some of them are really
Your
good.
death
Uranium
nears.
had some really sweet designs, and they were really interesting and stuff. And it always made me kind of sad playing the game because, yeah, they could have just made something original and kicked ass with it. I mean, it would have taken more effort, but like the problem with the fan games is you can only make money via like Patreon donations and stuff, and even then it's dodgy. Whereas like make your own game. Hey, guess what? You could be the next Path of Exile. Make boatloads. I actually don't know which is more successful, Diablo 3 or Path of Exile.
Well, I know of some people that are wholly dedicated to Path of Exile and buy everything associated with them.
Part of it is Path of Exile puts out like a major update every couple of months. Diablo's last major update was years ago when they added the Necromancer. And then otherwise they've just been doing like minor
Wasn't
patches.
the Crusader after the Necromancer, though?
No. I don't
Really?
think so.
I thought it was.
I think when Crusader Necromancer, because the Necromancer was sold like standalone, whereas the Crusader came with the expansion pack, but I could be wrong. But like, conversely, they keep adding new stuff to the story and adding like extra content to the end of Path of Exile every single time, which is actually really cool. And like, I've talked about this with like Eternal series, you know, games that, yeah, you could treat them like MMOs and just keep updating them forever. And
yeah,
you know, that's
add
what
new
I
storylines, add new.
yeah, because that's what I wish they had done with this game. Because Diablo,
Then you can invest yourself in your character for a long time.
yeah, I'm like, I don't like MMOs that much because I don't get invested as much because I'm just some like faceless mook.
I need more
But I would
hatred
absolutely
to do
love
that.
to play like a single player experience that just kind of keeps tacking on more game at the end forever. Because that would be cool. Oops, I'm stuck in a corner.
There's a demon.
Not anymore. It's quite dead. Oh, I must have warped to you.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to come back down to me, and then I'm like, wait, I never even entered that room. What am I doing here?
there's a weak door back here.
Oh, yeah.
Seems a bit maze-like around here.
I'd also like to go back to Grim Dawn at some point and play that, but I'd probably do it solo because that story is impossible to go through in multiplayer, which is kind of a shame, actually.
I can bring
Oh, well,
that
they didn't
down.
allow everyone in the
Time
group
for
to
that
actually
Yeah,
read
you
or
wouldn't hear
listen
any of the
to it.
dialogue or
Not
cutscene
enough
or anything like
hatred.
that, so apart from, like, waiting for the dialogue to pass and then reading it yourself, you pretty much were stuck. That didn't feel very good.
Yeah, I'd call that a fatal flaw for multiplayer.
Most games don't take into account that the full party even cares about the plot to some degree, from what I've experienced. Like, what was I playing recently?
I always care about the plot.
I was playing Little Inferno, and they were making fun of you for just flipping through the dialogue when I was, you know, actively reading it out loud and voice acting and stuff.
You're taking too much time with this. Surely you're one of those
Well,
people.
no, it was like a dialogue option. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna flip through it really quick anyway. Grim Dawn's having a new add-on coming soon. Neat. That's one of those games that I'm pretty impressed with how they've been. Games? Studios? Do you know anything about the studio that made Grim Dawn, or no, not really?
Now, what happened to it?
They made Titan Quest originally, which was the first. No, it wasn't the first. I want to say Dungeon Siege was one of the first, like, Diablo competitors that I can think of. But so Titan Quest was one of the biggest, and generally one of the more successful ones. And they had the 2-class system that you saw in Grim Dawn, and they were a THQ company.
Bleed,
Unfortunately, THQ goes under, and their studio kind of folds, but doesn't. They, like, stuck together and then effectively started development on Grim Dawn instead. You know, making this post-apocalyptic action RPG. It actually turned out really well.
What was in here? Just this. Nah.
Yeah, they're just small rooms. I don't think there's really a whole lot of point to anything apart from, you know, making progress in whatever direction we're trying to
Are there
go.
icicles in here? Huh. Oh, I suppose it is a cold mountain outside.
Yeah,
Barracks
it
level
is.
2.
Yep. Whoops. Alright, we're good. Hey, don't press A next to the doors. Oh, here we are. Guard of the keep. Or... Okay, blood ties. Find the missing guard of the keep. Oh, so I guess this is where we needed to be.
I need more hatred to do that.
And there's a book over there, but we'll get to it as soon as all of these enemies are defeated.
There we go. Boner storm.
Many centuries ago, King Corsic built Bastion's Keep to pen the barbarian threat in the north. After years of military disasters, the frustrated king led a large army out of the fortress and into the north to conquer the barbarians once and for all. Not one of them came back.
So essentially the barbarians are very
Mighty.
competent.
Except for I think they're also all supposed to be dead. Like, I think the barbarians pretty much got stomped at the end of Diablo II. And that's why you only see a handful of them. You know, the protagonist and maybe a couple others. Boner Storm. What? I see somebody hasn't been here for this series.
About the bone army bone joke.
My existence
Is that
is a bad
Mud
gag.
treasure goblin?
Is that? Oh, yep. That's a treasure goblin.
I was about to say golem, but no. It's
My
Oh,
hatred
goblin.
is too low.
Zippy. Oh no! Oh no!
Yep, he was opening up his
Yeah,
portal.
he was
but
escaping. There we go.
There we go.
Whee. And I turned down the audio a lot, but then again, it did make the audio log there way easier to listen to. Then again, I want to say this game has some of the worst audio balancing I've run into, because like some of the cutscenes and whatnot are just the loudest ever, and then some of them are just like the quietest.
It'd be nice if you could fine-tune certain aspects
Yeah.
to match, because I know that they usually do sound effects,
I have trained
voices, but ambient noise, music. Usually those are options, but sometimes ones
Yeah.
are tied to others.
I mentioned Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a lot whenever this topic comes up, but that game had, I want to say, like 5 or 6 volume sliders for a bunch of different things, and it was lovely. It was so nice being able to be like, okay, so I want the battle volume to be this, I want
Right,
the...
because they had battle voices.
They had battle voices, but also attack voices. Like, they had 3 combat volume sliders. and I was floored and really happy about it. Though it took a while to fine-tune because, you know, I was trying to keep the battle volume on so you could actually
Want to go down here or
here. No, not down there. There's nothing there. I was trying to keep the battle volume on so you could actually hear the characters in combat. But all they were doing was just yelling, "Ah!" or whatever their attack was over and over and over again.
The grave beckons.
It's like, imagine if the Necromancer yelled, "The grave beckons" every time you use X spell.
Beckons. The grave beckons.
Yeah. And
it gets old very
like
fast.
it gets to be a little bit of a. I think we found the boss.
Well, we found a bunch of creepy crawlies and a bunch of hounds.
Okay, get closer. I wish to explode everything in here. There we go. That was effective. Is he dead? He died fast.
Yeah.
Wow. My corpse explosion move is nuts.
34 kills.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep, this is the way out. I guess there's like...
Oh,
nope,
Snapbite.
Snapbite ain't dead. We must have opened up the chest.
Well, actually, there was a guy that had just run to the very back. I don't know what he was after, but maybe that was him.
Oh, follow... that guy? He's been kind of glitchy since we came in here.
Oh, guard the keep.
He's alive! Praise Akarat! I knew you would come back for me. Thank you, stranger. His family would never forgive me if I came back home without him.
Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Got it.
So was that the guy that had a wife at home and other things?
Maybe? These characters are so nameless and faceless, it's like, this is why I want the whole, like, portrait thing whenever you talk to characters, so you can kind of put a face to the name. Or the character. Because it's so much harder to, like, have any kind of connection to people in top-down ARPGs. Because, like, straight up, who is that guy? I don't know. I guess he might have had a name, but I don't think he did.
Well, there was a woman that was writing to her lover, and he was going to the front to try to bring... well, to raise enough money to keep his family fed back in his hometown, and...
Anything up here? I don't think so, but I wanted to check. Aha! Failed crystal, I'll take it. We gotta kill some trebuchets out here. I think that's the... trebuchets or catapults? It's one or the other. There's something out here that we gotta break.
But they have to be the demon spawn versions.
Yeah, obviously. Well, there's not going to be any real allied forces out here, I think. Oh.
There's a chest.
Yep. And an EXP shrine. I always remember getting so excited about finding those shrines when I was younger. I think you leveled so much slower in Diablo 2.
Now, have we actually... we reached a checkpoint, but did we actually find the catapults? Oh, that
there it
guy
is. Okay, trebuchet destroyed. So it's up ahead somewhere.
Okay.
So,
Oh, it's another one of those guys again.
yep.
The multi-eyes.
I wonder if I can actually
the
revive them.
faces. We ought to try.
I need more hatred to do
More
that.
hatred.
Yep, but I get a mini one. It's so small compared to the real thing. Oh,
They don't want your monsters to take up the entire screen like they already do.
At least I've stopped summoning all the skeletal archers.
It would
That was when it
accentuate
became
them.
a bit of a problem. Oh, we got one up here. I will admit I'm kind of walking past a lot of enemies because I think this whole game kind of scales. So, I figure...
Whoa, being mauled from above. Also watch your health.
Wounds are deep.
Yeah, something there was hurting. Not that it mattered. Okay, so I think this is a ballista here. There we go.
Ah, there you go.
Yep. The visuals for this is really cool. Though not as cool on the Switch, unfortunately. Like they did really have to turn down the visual effects for this game. It was a bit of a shame. I was actually reading about so there's a bit of a controversy controversy.
Still about Diablo, or are you
Well,
talking about the Switch,
no,
or what?
games in general, actually.
Games in general. What about them?
So, games are getting much, much larger.
must
You know,
serve
now
the
that people aren't constrained to DVDs or discs like they used to be, and you can just put out online patches, it's so much easier to just kind of put up a game, even if it's broken, and then just have whomever just download the patch. So, for example, Fallout 76, if you buy the physical version, it's not even the physical version.
It's just a key code.
Yeah, it's a key code and a paper disc that you're not supposed to put in your computer.
Wait, a paper disc?
Yeah, like it's just like a little cardboard disc cutout
Then
thing.
why pay for the packaging?
Because
Unless there's a special
people are
edition
still-
pin or token or
There are a
something.
couple of things like that, but most people are just kind of tied to the idea of having a physical media.
I mean, when I backed the Myst Kickstarter, because it's like, yes, getting the whole collection of Myst all together. I mean, my father has all the original ones, but
I'm not going to deny that there isn't some
But
level
those were
of base
DVDs.
appeal to that sort of thing. But, so, you know, there's a bit of a controversy because, yeah, you have all these developers with kind of
This will
bad
be a
habits as a
challenge.
result because they are...
really, this was a way to combat the resale.
Yeah, absolutely. Online
and
online
rot.
sales have absolutely just nuked GameStop's profit margin, and so obviously you will almost never see like PC games.
My hatred is too
at,
low.
Well, yeah, you won't see PC games anymore because all of them are one-time use key codes.
Yeah, and even then, like with consoles, it's about the same thing because a lot of them have, you know, accounts that are tied in or who knows what.
Yeah, and the fun thing is, back in the day, you used to be able to get, you know, a Nintendo 64 cartridge or a GameCube or Wii disc.
And those have like an inherent value that
Yeah.
they don't have anymore.
You know, people could trade games or let their friends
Or
borrow
yeah, share
them.
with a friend. And
Libraries would stock them.
yeah, and they don't have that sort of thing anymore, which is a bit of a shame. At the same time, games have gotten so much cheaper as a result. Like, in a month, we have the Steam winter sale, and that effectively is going, like, almost everything. Like, you can buy Dead Space, all of the Dead Space games
No,
for like
I will
$10.
not do that.
Most
Combined.
of those are years old, though.
So?
Like a decade.
I mean,
Whereas with the disc, they would have to be at least $5.
yeah. Or, like, second hand or whatever.
Yeah, second
Like, the
hand.
idea of buying a new AAA game for $5, even 10 years ago, would have been kind of insane. You know, we were just getting to that point with the Steam sales as they rose to prominence as a platform.
We're being overwhelmed by
Fire.
flying critters.
And so, I honestly think it's a good thing to some degree.
That needs to
That
recharge.
we're moving past physical media because physical media kind of sucks. You know, we have all those discs to my right in that bin, and I don't want to have to switch those discs out. That's awkward. Oh, I died.
Yep,
The
watch
boss
out.
probably suicide rushed. But so one of the major issues though is the internet hasn't actually kept up with it. So
Oh, so games are taking an enormous amount of
Yeah.
time to download. Yeah, people were complaining about
enough
that
discipline.
with, was it
Fallout 76.
Fallout or was
Yeah.
it Red Dead or other things?
Both. Fallout 76 is a 50 gigabyte game, and their day one patch was 40 gigabytes, and their
What?
patch that they put out today.
Their
I think it was-
patches are as large as the game?
Exactly. They're effectively forcing people to re-download through the entire game.
Well, if the patches were correcting things within the game, then yes, it would be replacing much
But
of
even then,
the-
you could have a much better patch delivery system. It's just lazy.
That doesn't replace all the old files
Yeah.
that are, yeah.
Because back in the day, when nobody had fast internet, and games were much smaller, they had to keep the patches small, if at all, because otherwise nobody was going to be able to get it. You know, back when it was... Oh, Blue Goblin.
Oop.
Back when it was economical...
Oh, I'll have to pursue him.
Yep. I'm trapped. I'm with you. Just keep wailing on him.
problem is we're aggroing tons of enemies to
okay.
get him. I'm actually
He's down to the right, down to the
getting
right.
overwhelmed. Oh, he escaped, I think.
Yep, follow the map. There he is. Oh my god.
He's
He's right here.
We're potentially gonna die. I can't see.
He's off to the left.
Left.
Yep.
Oh, I see him.
Yep.
Oh, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Yes.
I got him away. Alright, keep going.
Oh, I'm on a crack.
That
a
needs to
crevice.
recharge.
Just roll. He's coming your way.
Oh, okay.
Leave me. It is too late.
Got him.
Got him.
Take this.
Wow.
I have no use for it anymore.
Who died?
I think we found like a dead dude or a dying dude here. There was like a blue exclamation mark.
We got the loot goblin.
Yeah, we got the loot goblin.
Yeah,
More
I
important
was
than the
around
dying
this
man.
crack down here, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh no.
awkward. The last Gran Turismo patch was a 7-hour download. Like, that's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Oh, that was the ballista. We also seem to have like a dungeon-y thing that we can go into over here. Might as well.
I can't do that.
But
Not
so I
enough
was reading about it, and actually, for better or worse, I mean, generally better, the Switch is actually the only console where that sort of bad practice doesn't work.
What do you mean by
You know, the
downloads?
massive downloads? Because the Switch, I mean, we went out today for that, actually.
to get a new card because you were running out of room, but it
Well,
was
yeah, 'cause
for
I only have
save
30
files.
I only have 32 gigs on my Switch, but the operating system takes up 6 gigs of that, so I only have 26 gigs. And so I can't have Diablo 3 and any other major like game installed at the same time. So I actually had to uninstall Octopath, Lost Sphere, everything.
But you kept the save files.
Yeah, the save files are still there. They're safe. I don't have to worry about that. But so, yeah, we went out today to Target to be like, hey, can we get a bigger SD card? Which, like,
was more expensive in the
was
physical
so much
store.
more expensive than Amazon. I know it's kind of becoming, like, popular to hate on Amazon a little bit, but, like,
Well, it's one of those things where
God, the price difference is ridiculous.
well, the price difference is ridiculous because you don't have to purchase
Stock
stock,
it?
create it, house it in the store with the potential of it not selling. Like, essentially, just to have it in a physical location costs money. And there's also the potential that an item that they purchased doesn't sell. That's why you see so much stuff in clearance. It's
Yeah, I guess I understand that. At the same time,
So
I
they're
guess I'm
always
not that
gonna-
attached to brick and mortar.
No, I know. It's just that's the reason why a lot of brick and mortar is struggling and why they have to keep prices higher. It's because they need to ship it to the stores, have it on the shelves. And there's always the potential that they're going to lose on profits.
I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to the
Because
day
it's-
where we largely don't have brick and mortar, just a couple of, like...
I like brick and mortar for clothing and
Yeah,
such
well,
where
I
it's nice
don't
to
think
feel it.
clothing stores will ever die down. Internet clothing shopping is too hit and miss. You can't really pull that off. Same thing with food.
Food, no.
Like, I doubt we're going to be in a position where people don't go
I
grocery
need more
shopping.
hatred to do
But,
that.
like,
Look at all these
electronics? Ow.
minotaurs.
Whoa.
Yep, they hit hard.
Oh, they've got their health linked.
To what?
Losing strength.
To each other?
Each other? Yeah.
But how do you harm one versus another?
You harm all of them. I think. No, I guess some of them have been taking damage. The other problem is they're electrified, which ain't making this easier.
Oh, ouch. And they have electric bolts coming out.
Yep, this hurts.
Oh, that guy charged me.
Yep.
He's almost down.
That needs to recharge.
Almost got this one down. Yeah, got him.
This is tough. Oh, we're good. Yeah, they all die at the same time. Yep, there they go. They must have had, like, slightly desynced pairs, though, because some of them died early. But no, I think we'll still have stuff like clothing shopping, for example. I don't think that's going away anytime soon. But I don't know, I like the idea where like a lot of the strip malls start like disappearing and just getting bulldozed and replaced with just, you know, civic decorations, you know, parks, or just like nature areas.
Parks, maybe affordable housing.
Yeah, like I would be totally fine with driving like 20 minutes to get to the single Best Buy, or not Best Buy, the single like, well, I guess you wouldn't even have to go to like a distribution center. You could just straight up have like a lot of the things get ordered.
It's nice to have places like IKEA, for instance.
Yeah.
And furniture stores, because
Though,
it's nice
like,
to sit on furniture.
Anytime you actually have to see the thing, but with like electronics, when standardization is so like so rampant.
Headphones I'd like to try on first.
Yeah.
But then again,
They almost never let you.
no. Well, isn't there for clothing? I know that Amazon has this thing where
I mean, you
You
could
can
technically return
things.
everything to Amazon if you wanted to.
But
And it's like
they
a
have a
small
system
problem.
where you don't even pay for it until you know you want to keep it for
Yeah.
clothing. It's not the same for electronics and other stuff. But I think it's called Amazon Wardrobe or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I've looked into that sort of thing, but I don't buy enough clothing to really make it worth it.
Nah. We get all our stuff from Kohl's.
I think if I was a more fashionable person, I'd care, but like all of my t-shirts come from like Yeetie or Fangamer.
Yeah. Ooh, an amulet.
Yep.
And the reason why I say Kohl's is because I was in dire need of loungy pants since we work from home and stay seated most of our days. And I was like, I need more loungy pants. And I was able to find 2 pairs for about $3 each because they just happened to be on clearance.
Coal sales are lovely.
It's like 80%
This
off.
creature
That's-
will
But I suppose we
die.
shouldn't sing the praises of various stores
Give it
while
more
we're playing
time.
this.
I
But I
don't
suppose
know.
we're discussing.
I mean, what else do we talk about? Diablo games are much more of a...
Sorry, I'm flipping away.
Yeah, Diablo games are much more of a just kind of do and go than... I don't know. There's not really a whole lot to discuss for a while, especially because we have all this, like, side content to just kind of plow through slowly.
People are asking about the birds. Yeah, we have chickens.
Yep, we got chickens, and Shell also has ferrets.
Ferrets now. Ferrets.
I have no idea where the ferrets are.
They're all over the place.
Oh, I see one. I guess they are visible ferrets. Ah. We should probably go back to town and replace your equipment at some point.
Yeah, we haven't done
Because
that in a while.
I bet your guns are old.
Then they probably don't do that much damage now.
Let's see. Wander, have you ever played the Yakuza games? And if you haven't, would you? I would like to. I am not even hitting my enemies. I would like to. I haven't really had the opportunity to,
Knowledge
because
Star.
they're also really long. I wanted to play the Fist of the North Star game, but it came out at a bad time. Ooh. Nope. Worse. That's unfortunate. But yeah, the Yakuza games seem neat. I might just pick up the Fist of the North Star game anyway, instead, because I think that's maybe going to be a little bit more
Ew,
my
what's that
speed.
sack doing in here? One of those bulbous undead critters.
I mean, it could have fallen down. We're in like a giant ice cave, so it wouldn't surprise me too much if there weren't like ravines and stuff. And I don't think the bulbous sack creature is really agile to the point where it's gonna, you know, avoid that sort of thing.
Now, how did we end up in here?
We just walked in. There was an entrance. It was a little sub-dungeon. I usually go in here because there's loot.
So it's not affiliated with the main quest.
No. These are just side content. I guess really if we were committed to beating this game quick, we just start beelining entirely. Which wouldn't be a bad idea if we wanted to just do that. Here, let's go back to town for a bit, though. I bet your guns are out of date.
It's interesting how if you took the S out of slaughter, isn't it laughter?
Yeah.
I might need some chocolate to pep me up.
Because you're a sleepy doodle.
I mean, it's nearing midnight.
Okay. Oh. Whoops.
Yeah, if you can manage for me, that'd be great.
Yep. Let's see. Predator's Core. Oh, yeah. Your weapons are 10 levels old.
Oops.
Or older? No. 10 levels old. Okay. Identify. That's better. What's this one? Nothing fancy.